Hi, and welcome to my latest unboxing video of ANACS. I got 12 coins of ANACS back, and this is going to be a lesson on why not to send coins for grading for the hell of it. This did not go well. I took up a deal they had, 12 coins. There was a deal of $120, 12 coins for $120, and you could get your Carson City GSAs done for $5 extra. So I had some Carson City GSAs that I wanted to get certified, and I thought I had 12 coins that, I was kind of digging for them, kind of the bottom of the barrel, but still thought they were decent coins, decent enough to send in for grading, and it didn't work out that way. It really, it was really an eye-opener. Hopefully it'll be an eye-opener to you, and a lesson learned. Let's get right into it. So the first one that we have, let me just say this, that every single coin out of the 12 that I sent in had issues. Every single one of them. And I've never had that issue before, ever, with a submission on having all my coins come back problems. So the first one I had picked out looked high grade to me, looked decent to me, had a nice little front toning, a white reverse, and it's an 1857-0 halftime. Came back EF40, but it also came back cleaned. And in the holder, it makes it a lot easier to see. When you hold it to the side, you can see the lines raw. I missed it. The toning seemed to cover it up more. So anyway, as a first lesson learned, if it had come back just a regular EF40, adding $10 to it to have it encapsulated would have made it much easier to sell. Having it marked clean now, not so much. Next coin I got, this one I had for probably more than 35 years. I probably got when I was about 11. My grandfather had given it to me. Have no intention of ever selling it. Threw it in to get it encapsulated, because I had done that with some of the other coins that were original in my collection going way back, and I just wanted them encapsulated to keep them. But it kind of shocked me. I always thought it was a nice uncirculated 1883 nickel. Never saw cleaning on it at all. And it came back AU58 details cleaned. That shocked me. I got to tell you, ANACS is... people will make fun of ANACS and say they're not as good as NGC and PCGS. And the only way I'd agree with you on that is don't send ANACS if you think you're going to get the slightest bit of problem coin through. They're tough. If they're leaning one way or the other, they're not going to lean in your favor, because they want to build their reputation up. So this third one was an 1853 Arrows dime. Again, had a nice tone to it, but you can see some lines on it, again, that I didn't really see when I picked it out. It just looked like a high grade toned dime, and it was, but it was also cleaned. So an AU58 cleaned, no favors there. The next one was a 1876 CC dime. Again, nice front toning. Back was toned a little bit, little circulation, but seemed high grade to me, so did not see cleaning on this one either. And it came back cleaned, EF40. That was straight EF40 and 1876 CC dime. Nothing super special, but again, would have increased the value. Marking it cleaned didn't do me any favors. Hurt me. This one I knew was low grade and possibly cleaned, but it was so low grade I didn't think it would get hit with cleaned. It got hit with both cleaned and corroded. And the only reason I threw this in the batch was because I had the matching quarter. So I thought the set of them would be good, but not so much. A VG8 cleaned and corroded Hawaiian dime, no favors. This one was a complete and total waste. A 1914. It would have been bad enough if it just came back AU55, just AU55, but it got hit with cleaned as well. So absolutely no value, really, that helped in this. I'm better off cracking it out and selling it raw than selling it as an AU55 cleaned. Does not look clean to me. But again, the lesson learned. If you're going to do an ANACS submission, I think you're going to do, because they're cheap, you better check your coins really, really thoroughly. There's another one. This came back higher than I thought. I thought I was just getting a good encapsulated. I don't see any letters on that shield, so I don't know how they get a VG. I always thought you needed to have some letters on the shield. I see none. Got a VG, but it also got hit with cleaned. It's always nice to get 20-cent pieces encapsulated, because they're so counterfeited, but not when you get them in low grade and also marked cleaned. So again, knew it was low grade, but didn't think it would be cleaned. This is one that's halfway saving grace to me. I thought it had a rim bump, and that's what I thought it was going to get hit with. I really, in the holder, you can see a lot of lines. So, yeah, I should have picked up on the cleaning. I was kind of obsessed with the rim bump, and it was a quarter I just took and threw in. This would be about a $400 quarter if it wasn't for the fact that it was cleaned. But still, this one still has some value, so not getting hit with the rim bump, but getting hit with cleaned didn't help me. This one did not see cleaned at all on this. Just thought it was a nice looking 1853 arrows, circulated. Figured it might hit a EF, and it did, but it also got cleaned. So as you can see, this entire box was one gigantic disaster. And I debated not even showing it, but I figured I did it. So pass it along, and maybe somebody else will take a lesson out of it. This was the quarter, my Hawaiian quarter. I thought this looked nice. I'm not seeing any lines on it. You know, I knew it was circulated, but again, cool Hawaiian quarter. And that's why I did the dime, because I had this quarter. But it got hit with cleaned. And again, that hurts. This was probably the biggest mistake in the entire box. This is basically melt. I paid $10 for melt. I had a roll of standing liberties. I'm apparently horrible at, well, I'm horrible at picking out cleaned, apparently, according to this entire batch. But I had an entire roll, and it's just a 1942. But this was the nicest of the roll. So I pulled it out of the roll, and I needed a 12th coin, so I added it. And what a waste. Would have been better off sending them a modern commemorative. So, yeah, that one's bad. A 1942 AU50 cleaned. Absolutely no value in that. Wasted $10. It's not even worth $10. The last one, and this one kind of saved me. Even though it's cleaned, it's an 1875 CC, and it came back higher than I thought, an AU50. This one I knew was cleaned, but I wanted it certified because they're so faked. So, yeah, this one saved me. This one is now a valuable coin, and would have been tough to sell raw because they're just not trusted at all. So the 1875 CC trade dollar AU55 details, and not harshly cleaned. So still a nice coin. Pretty much have an entire full collection of Carson City trade dollars now cleaned. Now to the GSAs that I sent them. And, the first one, this is an 1883 CC. Nice looking. And, the fields are pretty clean. A few little nicks and such. ANACS gave it a 63. I thought this would be a 64, to tell you the truth. I've seen some really ugly 63s, but ANACS is tough. You know, I don't know, sending it for $5 didn't really do me any favors. But, you know, it was only $5, so. Another one was another 1883 CC. Now this one did come back MS64, but this was the one that I thought would come back a 65. You can see real clean cheek, pretty clean fields, minimum nut nicks, back's nice, a little scuff there, but still, like I said, I've seen a heck of a lot worse 65s. The final one was an 1884 CC Carson City. This one I halfway expected a 63. A little better of a date over the 83, but still marks on the cheek. If you compare it to the other 83, you know, it seems like for the same grade, this one is really marked up, and this one not so much. But they chose to give them both 63s. And then you bring out the 64 and minimum markings on this. So, yeah, ANACS didn't do me any favors. This submission was a complete and total bust, except for maybe the one coin that I was happy that came back real, and I expected it to be cleaned. It came back higher than I thought, but yeah, no favors there. So anyway, stay tuned. Like, comment. Your comments are helping me a great deal. I appreciate them. And I got a couple more coming from ANACS and NGC. So there'll be more in the future. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a good night.